Hey guys, welcome back. I was going to say marriage restored in faith, but we actually need to stop that already. But we are going to remove that. You want to have us on there any longer? Here, my name is Ray, and
Hi guys, my name is Dora. Today is October 1st. Can y'all believe that? October 1st, 2025. It is Wednesday afternoon. Thank you for joining us. And yes, going by what Ray was saying, we will keep y'all updated to get to our other channel. We're just have to close out this channel pretty soon. We don't have the date just yet, but that is coming. So, and we are making videos for our other channel. So just keep watching, and we will definitely give you update.
yes, um, it's just something that we had to do, and we're just going to end up doing it. So, guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us. And as you see the title, Digital ID, a move to a totalitarian government. I know there's people out there that, and this is sad, but at this point, I don't feel sorry for them anymore. There's no left and there's no right. They are all together. It's a whole group all together. The minute people understand that, then the minute their eyes will open up. Right now, we are discussing that the government shut down. If you were employed with somebody and you said, you know what, I'm not going to show up for work just because you didn't give me what I wanted, guess what? That boss is going to say, you're fired. You're done. I don't need you.
Yep.
And here we have these people saying that they want more money, more money. But it's not about money. It's about control.
Mm-hmm.
And they've gotten away with it for so long. But again, there's not a left and there's not a right. They are all of them are together. It is. And the minute people understand and see that, then they're going to see right through the fog, right through the playbook, right through whatever the psyops that they're doing. They're going to see right through it. Once they understand that there is no two parties.
Mm-hmm.
There's two different names.
Yeah.
But they're all together.
Mm-hmm.
They're all working together. Because if they were not working together, you will see immediate results. I mean, it will be instant results. So we're going to get to it. We got five videos and 2 articles. So let me share this one with you first. If you can give me number 7. And once we understand also that we have the technology, and we've had it for quite some time already, but it's more of a brag. Here it is. Here's something you can do. Here's something that we are going to hand over to you that you can also use, that we've been using for years. There's music on this, so we're going to mute it. So I want you to see this because, of course, there's people that actually use some of this technology already. So think about it. If people are already using this and they have a knack for you to use, what other advanced technology does the government have in order to fool people? There's psyops at every direction that you turn right now. It's sad that people are still believing the minute they turn on that TV that they are believing what is being broadcasted to them. That they are believing the news that is being handed to them. That they're believing the narrative that is being given to them. It's sad. And what is even worse, that really upsets me, that riles me up, like I just want to slap these people to wake them up. And I'm talking about pastors. It's like I want to slap some of these pastors to wake up and snap out of it. I was going to play it a little bit more. I want them to snap out of it. And what do I mean? Well, just the things that happen, that they run on their emotions, and immediately they want to go with it and just make content after content after content, and then get on to the people to tell them, look, you need to join us. You need to have some grace, and you need to believe what is being broadcasted out here. So we'll go to this article, and as I was discussing, I didn't get to this video, but I want you to see this. This is creating images out of, if you want to put one of your friends with someone else, or, I mean, just think of this. Think of the magnitude that can happen here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If someone says, you know what, I'm going to mess somebody else's life up. So I'm going to put this picture and create it, put it together, and say that this person was with this person when they were never there together. Say, for instance, a marriage. If somebody says, I want to mess up this marriage because there's photographs everywhere of everyone. In fact, me and Dora standing right here or sitting here and talking to you, somebody can take a screenshot and immediately take our photo and put it with someone else and say, see, I caught this person doing this with this person. Just think of that. Think of the magnitude that can be done with this stuff. Because there's always some good that people say, you know what, you didn't get to be with me, but you know what, I'm going to put my family together that we went on vacation even though we weren't. But then if somebody wants to be evil about it and do something like this.
Mm-hmm.
So if this can be done for this purpose, what else can be done? Say, for instance, that Charlie Kirk incident. We all saw it, right? On television, on social media, on iPad, on our phone, whatever you had, whatever device you had. You saw it. But again, I'm telling you, it's absolutely a lot of red flags there because you don't clean up the scene that fast. In fact, it stays for hours, if not days. So I want to share this one with you. Now, let's get to it. Digital ID. This is happening in the UK. But I want you to hear something. If you can give me number 6, I want you to listen what Trump says directly from his own mouth. What is being done around the cities. And I know people are right now cheering, and they are just so deceived that they're cheering along saying, let's use the military so we can clean up the streets.
Yes, they're making it, to where finally something is being done. Finally, we have a president that's going to take care of business.
Yep.
But guys, that's just what do you call that? Like a facade, a mask.
Yeah. Well, what have I said before? You can cause the chaos and have the solution ready. Have the solution ready to deploy, because these people will beg for the solution.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, they'll give up their rights to receive the solution of peace. Yeah. So listen to what he says.
Run most of the cities that are in bad shape. We have many cities in great shape too, by the way. I want you to know that. But it seems that the ones that are run by the radical left Democrats, what they've done to San Francisco, Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, they're very unsafe places. And we're going to straighten them out one by one. And this is going to be a major part for some of the people in this room. That's a war too. It's a war from within. Controlling the physical territory of our border is essential to national security. But I want to salute every service member who has helped us carry out this critical mission. It's really a very important mission. And I told Pete, we should use some of these dangerous cities as training grounds for our military, National Guard, but military.
And then rewind it a little bit so we can repeat that again. So did you get that? Let's use the military, our troops, our citizens of the United States against each other in these cities as training grounds. Training for what? Training for what? Think about that. And you have people cheering this on. And then you try to explain to them, listen up. This is only the beginning. And this will be used against you. And they will scream at you and yell at you. Okay, I'll give you an example. That was it the Echo or whatever device that you can have at your home, and you can ask questions to it, Alexa and so on. And well, there's different ones. There's Echo, there's Alexa, there's
They're named.
they're named differently. So you have those devices there. And it's made quotation marks for your benefit that you can ask it questions at any point of time throughout your entire day. All you have to do is give a keyword for it to respond. So apparently the device is on 24/7, listening to you. So you see, it's on there for quotation marks again for your benefit. But did you know that law enforcement have used it to prosecute people, to charge people? Did you know that? Again, didn't I say that tables will be turned? So listen to what he says it again.
This critical mission. It's really a very important mission. And I told Pete, we should use some of these dangerous cities as training grounds for our military, National Guard, but military. Because we're going into Chicago very soon. That's a big city with an incompetent governor, stupid governor, stupid.
So think of that. The military is in our cities. What do you think they're doing? Getting everybody used to seeing military personnel. And I'm not talking about these bases where you already see the military personnel, because I was in one of them. I was in Lawton, Oklahoma, where we were stationed there. I was in the military. So it was normal to see military personnel in uniform going to the grocery store, walking around, because it's a base. But if your city doesn't have a base where that's at, they're normalizing people to see the military, to see military vehicles. At the same time, they're training the military on how civilians react, on what to look for, on the surrounding areas. Yeah, think about it. It's happening, people. This is moving faster and faster. Why do you think it's moving faster? Because of the 2030 agenda.
Yeah.
We're about to hit 2026.
I was going to say they're running out of time.
We're about to hit 2026. And they will have 4 years. And they don't really have 4 years. They have maybe 2 years, 3 at the max, to have everything in place. That way, when the clock hits 2030, everything's done. And you can barely get some people to listen to hear. What do you think digital ID is for? Let me show you. Let's go to Revelation chapter 13 before we start sharing these other videos. Revelation chapter 13. And we're going to go from 14 through 18.
Revelation 13:14 through 18. And he deceives those who dwell on the earth by those signs which he was granted to do in the sight of the beast, telling those who dwell on the earth to make an image to the beast who was wounded by the sword and lived. He was granted power to give breath to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast to be killed. He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their foreheads, and that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is 666.
I want you to go back to verse 17. I want you to see this. And that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. It's coming. Let me show you how close we are. If you can give me number 2, I want you to see how close we are. And this is an article, and we will show you the video here in a second. Because some people say, well, the articles aren't always accurate. And I agree. And this article, the government has announced plans to introduce a digital ID system across the UK, with Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer saying it will ensure the country's borders are more secure. That's bull. That's a downright lie. The IDs will not have to be carried day to day, but they will be compulsory for anyone wanting to work. Did you get that? The government says the scheme will be rolled out by the end of the parliament, meaning before the next general election, which by law must be held no later than August 2029. Do you get that? The digital IDs will be used to prove a person's right to live and work in the UK. They will take the form of an app-based system stored on a smartphone in a similar way to the NHS app or digital bank cards. Information on the holder's residency, status, name, date of birth, nationality, and a photo will be included. Announcing the scheme, Sir Keir said, "You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID." It's as simple as that. Do you get that? So if you can't work, then you can't provide for your family, then you can't eat, then you don't have a place to stay.
Right.
What did the book of Revelation chapter 13, verse 17? And that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. This is getting closer to the mark of the beast. This is the system that is being placed in its place to when they decide to flip that switch on, you won't be able to function in society.
That's right. That's right. It is the coming of the mark, because right now they're saying that if you don't have this digital ID, you can't work in the UK. So, just like Ray explained, you can't work, you can't eat, you can't make more money to be able to buy and sell. You are going to be limited if you don't have this ID.
You won't have a place to live.
Yeah.
And you may say, well, this only applies to people that have to work. So what about the people that are investors and have money coming in? How do you think they're going to control that? Digital currency. Digital currency will be push of a button and say, guess what? You said the truth on social media about warning people. You said the truth on social media, whether it didn't matter what truth it was, but it was the truth and they didn't like it. So guess what? They're going to shut off your account. They're going to punish you until you're willing to lie, until you're willing to stop warning people, until you're willing to do exactly what they want you to say and do. It's coming, people. There is no stopping it. And the reason I say there's no stopping it is because the Bible clearly said it was coming. How can you prepare? You may be asking that question. That's where our other channel comes in. That the way I say, we're burning daylight. In other words, we're pretty much running out of time and we need to get on the ball. Let me show you the video. If you can give me number 1. And I want you to hear this because, again, this is another thing that some people agree and a lot of people are actually going to run with it. There's so many people that are just going to go run and go do this. They won't put up a fight. They won't disagree. Why? Because they're accustomed to just doing whatever they are told to do. They're accustomed to following the crowd.
I am announcing this government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this Parliament. Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that. Because decent, pragmatic, fair-minded people, they want us to tackle the issues that they see around them. And of course, the truth is, we won't solve our problems if we don't also take on the root causes. For too many years, it's been too easy for people to come here, slip into the shadow economy, and remain here illegally. Because, frankly, we've been squeamish about saying things that are clearly true. It's not just that it's not compassionate left-wing politics to rely on labour that exploits foreign workers and undercuts fair wages, but the simple fact that every nation needs to have control over its borders.
I think it's a good idea. I mean, we could be tracked. We're being tracked every day anyway, through the use of our mobile phones. I suppose what I think is, some people complain about immigration. Some people complain about people complaining about immigration. You know, we all need to do whatever we can to support the government to manage immigration. And identity cards are a way of doing that. It's something people have been calling for a while. And I think it needs to be thought through. I was surprised at the announcement yesterday, which did seem to come out of the blue. I think people need to be prepared for this, but I think ultimately it's the right thing to do.
I just don't see the point of not having them, because we have ID all the time with, driving licenses, often carry our passports around. So yeah, I don't have a problem with them.
I mean, I think there are civil liberty concerns about it. I'm kind of worried about how that will be enforced, what people will be forced to choose. I wonder how effective it will be about actually managing it. And I think in the current climate, I think it puts emphasis on the experience of kind of asylum seekers and immigrants and migrants to this country, when often they're just trying to live life and do things and get on like we all are. So I'm not in support of it based on what I've seen so far.
I think in principle it's a good idea. I think the idea of the ID card is in principle a very good idea. I'm hugely concerned about the whole push towards AI and digital, because of course, we know that there are dangers with holding an enormous amount of people's information digitally. It gets lost, it gets taken, it gets used. We don't know what happens with it. And I think it comes with a huge number of pitfalls. I think it needs to be looked at very, very carefully, because I think there are huge implications. I think there are particular bonuses to it, but I think there are huge implications ethically as well.
Well, we had them. I had one. I had one in the 50s. So it didn't cause, I was only a child obviously then, but it didn't cause any bother then.
No, I don't agree with anything Starmer does.
Why not?
Because he's no good at his job.
Why are you against the ID cards?
Well, I don't think anything he does is any good.
Probably not the best of ideas. Because like with anything digital, everything can be changed. So yeah, it's like you look at the way things get hacked, and it's bad enough you can get fake IDs as it is. And with everything online, it just makes things a bit more less human, because you don't get the whole thing of like you're interacting with someone. You're interacting with a machine. So
now you do understand that in the UK they gave up their guns in 1997. Did you know that some of them are already being arrested for the things that they say on social media? You do understand that they have to take guns away first before they can force and be totalitarian a government. In order for them to have full control, they have to take guns away. Have you heard and watched the video where Trump is okay with enforcing more gun laws against law-abiding citizens? I'm going to look that up. We'll play this one more time.
I am announcing this government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this Parliament. Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that. Because decent, pragmatic, fair-minded people.
Get that? It's as simple as that. In other words, you don't get to vote. We're not going to put it up for vote.
It's already been decided.
Yes. And they use the excuse of, because there's illegals. No, you can close it up. You can put a stop to it. It's that simple as well. No, it's about total control. People think it's not coming here. Oh yeah, it's coming. If you can give me number 3. Do you see all the distractions that they're doing? They are distracting the public in every which way that they can possibly do it. Why do you think distraction's coming? So they can push their laws in there? That's why. Before you know it, we'll go ahead and do this article. So as you see, and this is a technology that scientists have been discussing as well, that the Wi-Fi signals bouncing off your body, scientists can now identify you with a 95% accuracy. Do you see that all technology is coming together for full control of everyone? They're going to get to see inside your home, and which we already know that because of your televisions, your cell phones. Why do you think they keep bringing up new cell phones? Your Wi-Fi signal, now they're talking about it. Your people wear a Fitbit.
Mm-hmm.
People wear all these electronic devices on themselves. I have an old watch. It's just still the same way. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, and they're coming out with so much new technology to where it's cute. It's an entertainment center for you to do. All this new stuff that even kids, they are programming kids to get into all this new technology. I'm talking about toddlers. I'm not talking about kids, as in elementary school. We're talking about toddlers that are being brought up in this technology to show them to interact, with the TV, to interact with, certain things on, the TV with a device. So that is already being implemented at a very, very young age.
It's training. Mm-hmm. If you can give me number 4. And I know there's people asking, well, what can I do in order to prepare? If you can buy the smallest portion, even a quarter of an acre, and start working the land, start growing your own food, start having chickens. And of course, you're going to have the other side of the people say, well, why? They're going to take it away. So you're not wanting to do anything because you're thinking that they're going to take everything away? I mean, of course, you look at this and you see everything here, the UN agenda of the 2030, which, yeah, one world government, which is in the Bible, of course, you see it there. End of nations, one world army, one world police force, end of family unit, one world central bank, one world cashless currency, end of all private property. Of course, there you go. World depopulation and fertility control, end of home and car ownership. Have you heard of all the babies that have been dying? In fact, there was a nurse discussing that. All the women that are pregnant. Well, I don't want to get into that, but you know what caused all that. End of home and car ownership. And of course, you see that property taxes. They're making it more difficult for people to even purchase homes with the interest rates right now. Mandatory multiple vaccines yearly, universal austerity income, social media, digital ID, and of course, you see it all, microchip for health, shopping, and travel. So right there, you can read it all. That's their agenda. Their agenda is to control the masses. Mm-hmm. Whether it's by force, voluntary, fear tactics. You see what's going on. You saw what happened with the incident with Charlie Kirk and Erica Kirk, and you saw all that. You saw how people responded. You saw the millions of dollars that they raised. You saw the pastor saying, you know what? This is, in fact, the Blaze mentioned it multiple times. It's time for you to choose a side. Mm-hmm. Do you see the psyops that they're doing? The strength of the demonic realm is the fear tactic. The major strength of it is to cause division. Why? Because in fact, the Bible clearly says that Jesus said, "A house divided cannot stand," and Satan knows that. Well, if the people come together, they're able to stand, but during the division, they won't be able to stand. So think about that. Why do you think they have a left and a right when there's really no left and right? But as long as they keep people thinking that there's a left and a right, they're going to keep them fighting amongst each other.
Yeah, that's the great divide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me share another one. You can give me number 5. People, you have to buckle up. If you are not a believer of Jesus Christ, you got to open up that Bible. Be a believer of Jesus Christ. Give your life to the Lord.
This is what they've been distracting us from. Wait for the end for solutions.
What we're seeing today is what I call turnkey totalitarianism. They are putting in place all of these technological mechanisms for control we've never seen before. It's been the ambition of every totalitarian state from the beginning of mankind to control every aspect of behavior, of conduct, of thought, and to obliterate dissent. None of them have been able to do it. They didn't have the technological capacity. Today, the mechanisms are being put in place that will make it so none of us can run and none of us can hide. Within 5 years, we're going to see 415,000 low orbit satellites. Bill Gates says his 65,000 satellites alone will be able to look at every square inch of the planet 24 hours a day. Digital currency that will allow them to punish us from a distance and cut off our food supply. Every right that you have is transformed into a privilege contingent upon your obedience to arbitrary government dictates. It will make you a slave. And what do we do about this? What do? We resist. I'm going to tell you 3 rules you all need to know and memorize. Number 1, every power that government takes from us, it will never relinquish voluntarily. Number 2, every power they take from us, they will ultimately abuse to the maximum extent possible. Number 3, nobody in history of the planet has ever complied their way out of totalitarian control. Every capitulation is a signal to the oppressors to impose new forms of torment or torture, compliance or obedience. Every time you comply, you get weaker. Bullies cannot be appeased. It just encourages them to new forms of torture and torment. Every time you say yes, you're getting pushed back to a weaker position. That's why we need to resist today.
It's starting. I didn't think it was going to start yet. I really didn't. I thought we
Actually, try to sell you something like that. So there you go. And if he was really on our side and they know who's doing all this, for instance, he mentioned Bill Gates, then they will put a stop to it, right? If Trump was really on your side, why aren't all those people in jail? Think about it. All the people that so-called went after him, why aren't they in jail? All these people of this Epstein list, why aren't they in jail? Why is nothing happening? It's just talk.
Exactly.
He's basically telling you what they're doing and what's going to happen. People, it's out there, and that's the sad part. It is being told. It is being broadcasted to people's face, and people still don't believe it. Our other channels, it's going to be called New to Homesteading. And we will be broadcasting, showing videos from there, showing you what you can do. And it doesn't have to be a lot of land. It just has to be enough so you can grow your own food, so you can have your chickens, so you can have eggs, so you can have food to sustain yourself. I'm telling you, it's coming. And the longer you can hold on, the better it will be for you. We shouldn't be walking in fear, but we should be aware of what is happening.
Yes.
We shouldn't stick our head in the sand and say, wait, as long as I don't see it, it doesn't exist. Or if I don't speak about it, it's not happening. Right. We need to do the best that we can for our families. Not walk in fear, but the most important, the number one thing is to trust in the Lord, to read your Bibles, to pray, to seek Him. Have the Holy Spirit guide you, especially in these days, because there is so much deception, lots of deception. And you have to be able to discern the difference. So you're not deceived. I can tell you number one thing is don't follow that crowd. Don't follow the crowd. This crowd right now, there's another agenda coming up. They're following a new teaching. They're following a new movement. The Charlie Kirk movement, they're moving it. They are moving on it. The Turning Point USA, they have millions of people following now. It's grown. And you have pastors moving people. It just upsets me because every time I see these pastors are just telling people, follow the movement. Yeah. They're telling people to follow the movement. So stay awake.
Yes.
Pay attention.
Yes. And guys, we thank you again for joining us. We'll keep you updated on that new channel. Like I said, we are doing some videos and it will be up pretty soon. So just hang in there. We're going to switch off, and as soon as we do that, we will let y'all know.
Yeah, it's going to be some really good content.
Yes. So have a great rest of your day, and we will see you on the next video.